Well, welcome back to the second video in our series on physical literacy. If you didn't see the first video, check it out because the information in this video is based on that information. And then come back and join us here. So in this video, we're going to talk about the 4 components of training an athlete. Now, to understand physical literacy, which is a smaller piece of that, we need to understand the bigger picture, all the other components. So let's start by reminding ourselves what our goal is for our kids, and that is that they're confident, successful, healthy, and happy. In order for a child to be successful and confident and therefore happy doing their sport, they need to have all 4 components of training. They're all important and they all work together. So the first component is technical training. And what that means is we're breaking the sport down into pieces or parts. So for example, in soccer or basketball, the pieces would be, or the technical skills would be passing, shooting, dribbling, and ball skills. So what that means is, what that would look like when we're training passing, for example, in soccer. We would want to make sure that they have the technical skills of doing a push pass, a flick pass, a volley pass, all the different passes. So that's technical training, and that would look different for each individual sport, of course. They would have different technical pieces. Tactical training is the game itself, the game as a whole, how the players are interacting with each other in the play. So in soccer and basketball, again, for example, that would be positioning, where everyone's playing on the field or the court. Defensive plays, offensive plays, and the transitions between the two. So, for example, in soccer, that would look like teaching how to do a corner kick or a goal kick, or organizing an offensive play or a defensive play, or in basketball, how to box out. Physical training, a very important piece that isn't trained often, unfortunately, it's overlooked, but this is where physical literacy fits in. Physical literacy is all of these components put together. So agility, coordination, balance, speed, endurance, strength, power, and flexibility. So let's look, for example, at agility. There's different types of agility, and if an athlete hasn't been trained in all the different types of agility, if they're a competitive athlete, it's going to fall short, or they won't have all the tools in their toolbox to do the sport that they need. So the types of agility, first of all, there's lateral agility. First of all, agility is the ability to move or change directions very quickly, and most sports require that. So the first type of agility is lateral. Lateral agility is the ability to move side to side very quickly, often a defensive movement. For example, in soccer and basketball, we would teach what is called a defensive shuffle step. Second type of agility is a backward defensive run turning to a forward sprint. Again, important and critical, in fact, for both soccer and basketball. Third type of agility is a 360-degree turn. That's kind of running around in a circle. And the fourth and final one is the small angle or slalom agility. And actually, I forgot one in there. That's backward to forward and forward to backward turning. We can look at another one. For example, coordination. There's 3 types of coordination. The first one is bilateral. So that means using your left and right hands or foot, or we call non-dominant and dominant sides. So for example, in soccer and basketball, soccer, for example, good players need to be able to use their right and their left foot equally well in dribbling and shooting, and it's important to teach it starting at the younger ages. In basketball, for example, they need to be able to use, or they're more effective if they can use their left hand on a left-sided layup and their right hand on a right-sided layup. Biplanar coordination means the ability to use the front and the back of your body. So, for example, in basketball, that would involve like a wraparound pass. using the ball around the back of the body. The third type of coordination is transverse. And what that means is a coordination between the upper and the lower body. So in soccer, for example, that might be receiving the ball with a chest trap and then bringing it down to your feet. That's a transverse coordination. All those types of coordinations are important to train in every athlete in order for them to have all the tools in their toolbox to do the sport competently and successfully and confidently. So the fourth component of training an athlete is the mindset piece. Most coaches would agree the mental approach to sports is 90% of the game. Now, we at Atlantic Stars Academy call this character development training because it's one thing for an athlete to understand a concept, but we believe that when it comes down to the heart, when it's something, a principle that drives them, a belief system that they're guided by, that becomes part of their character, and that lends itself to other areas of their life. For example, school and family and friendships. And this is the kind of development we do get into. So some examples of character training are having a good perspective on winning and losing. What that means for us is separating the result of the game or the practice from their self-identity and their purpose. That it's okay to lose and it's okay to win, but it's understanding who we are as a person, that winning and losing doesn't make us a winner or a loser. A different self-identity is important to maintaining good character through your life. A strong sense of self-identity, a strong sense of self-purpose, honor and respect. Honor and respecting other players, officials, parents, coaches, friends, teachers, authority figures. Leadership, developing good leaders, and making good decisions, making wise decisions in your life is a critical character development piece. At Atlantic Stars Academy, all of our character development is based on biblical principle. And we feel that this is the most important part of training an athlete. So those are the four components to training an athlete. I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about what we do and what's important in helping your child achieve your goals for them. Stay tuned for our next video. We're going to talk about windows of optimum opportunity. And in windows of optimum opportunity, we're going to talk about when it's important to train each of these pieces. And it's really important for you to achieve your goals for your kids. Take care, and we'll see you then.